Welcome back, theater people. This is Stage Door, a theater podcast hosted by a couple of regular guys. I'm Kyle with Ron today, and we are talking to Limelighters, Clay High School Limelighters, but it's not just the Limelighters. We're talking about all sorts of stuff with them, and the fact that the Oregon community and Clay and Facet and all that good stuff, how much they support each other and how much they work with each other and have this really unique situation, family. I don't even know what to call it. So this is why I'm just like the host. And I let the other people do the talking because I'm not really sure how to explain it in the best way and what makes them so great. So I'm going to let Thom and Macy, who are here, do most of the talking. So I've actually been lucky enough to go and see a ton of your guys' show, like tons. Like, I want to say a total of 3, maybe. No, but I have. That's actually high for me to go see a high school show production 3 times or 3 different shows in one high school because that says a lot, I think, about what your production quality is. So I saw Addams Family, where Macy threw a bird at us. We were in the front row.
Broke the head off, then kicked it off the stage. That was very
at
cool.
us. I really feel like you did hit it right towards us.
Yep.
Because we were the only ones in the front row, I think.
Yeah, I remember looking down. I was like, oh boy.
These dummies are right in the front row.
Live bird. Live bird, blood.
Yeah, she's like, why are they sitting right there? But that was a great production. I loved it. And then I saw Annie. Yep. And had a live dog in it, so that was awesome. Yes. And then what the heck was the other show?
Ozzy stars in a lot of shows around town.
He's kind of a show. Yeah, he's kind of.
You saw Shrek there.
And Shrek,
yes.
which again, that was another great performance you had in there. So you guys are
I killed another bird in that show.
Yes, you did.
What is with me killing birds?
Problem with birds, Macy.
I know.
You guys,
Macy played a bird when she was in Susical Jr.
Yes.
She was Macy.
Oh.
Maisie LeBird.
Maisie, right.
Me and birds.
Also, I saw that show.
Yes.
So I knew there would be more. I just can't remember all of the shows that are going on. So, but you guys aren't shy to do these like really big blockbuster shows, are you?
Well, we try. We're fortunate in Oregon with all the feeder programs that we have. So we have Ram Drama, we have Limelighter Juniors, we have, of course, OCT.
Whoa, slow down. What are Ram Drama?
So Ram Drama is a drama troupe that Mary Brucker Horman started probably 8, 9, 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Started out of Coy Elementary School, and she was responding to a need, really, in the community. The art teachers had been reduced in that particular school, and so she stepped up with her theater background and started a drama company called Ram Drama. Ram was the mascot of Coy Elementary School.
Oh, okay. So this is an elementary theater program?
It started in the elementary school, and it has now grown over the years to include still elementary students, 2nd grade, even I think some 1st graders, up through 8th grade.
Who does that? There's no elementary drama places.
Mary Brucker does.
Yeah, that doesn't even, usually it's just the music teacher at that school puts on the little shows.
Well, she is awesome. She has a great team of people that helps her.
You're like snow pants, warm and fun. That's what I see for the normal.
Like the Christmas pageant.
Yeah, it's a Christmas pageant.
She just produced Frozen Jr. They presented that.
They're doing real stuff. They're not doing like how the Penguins
did Lion
Saved
King
Christmas.
Jr. a few years back.
Wow.
It was awesome. It was a very good production.
So you got it easy. They're feeding you these pro kids.
I tell you what,
were you part of all those too?
I was not able to be in Lion King, but I did
let Ram Drama, sorry.
I did not get to do Ram Drama. I didn't go to Coy. So.
Oh, this is just for Coy
Well, it
people?
started there,
and
then it kind of moved to now it's housed out at Eisenhower Intermediate School. And so Ram Drama, every other year, Mary puts on a production, and then on the off year, our Limelighter Junior program is directed by Angela Cooney.
Okay.
And she focuses primarily on the 5th through 8th grade students.
It's like a middle junior high.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they have this great relationship where they take turns every other year. They use the same space. We all share resources together, whether it's technical equipment or if it's people, whatever we can do to help each other, we try. Angela Cooney is getting ready to put on Moana Jr. here in a couple of weeks.
That's a show?
Yes, it is.
I know.
And it's a really good show. Yeah.
I didn't know that was a show.
Oh, yeah. And
Because I am Moana.
know.
I would love that show.
I'm jealous I'm not young anymore.
You're welcome. Yeah, you could be Maui.
I would probably be, I'd be Hey. I'm pretty sure.
Our Moana is a wonderful, talented fifth grade student. Lucy
She's
is her
amazing.
name, and she's going to be awesome in the show.
So you're a cheater. You
Yeah.
have this,
You know,
you have this minor league farm program.
Yeah.
We do. And again,
And then let's not forget Oregon
that's what I was going to say. Let's
Yeah.
not forget what they do. So the children's program that they do every summer, directed by Beth Giller, has, again, just been a mainstay of helping us bring students and kids into our theater program at Clay High School. And so we have benefited
Jeez.
tremendously from all of these feeder programs.
So you just sit back at the high school level, kick your feet up, walk and let Macy get groomed, and and all the way up. That's where I met Macy, was OCT, and so I know quite a few of the performers over there, and have for a while now. Anna, the Gillers, I know Anna and Katie and Macy and Jordan, and there's like a billion. I know so many of them because my son is right at that same age range and did shows over in the summer with them.
And the partnership that we have, it truly is a partnership. We try to schedule so that we don't overlap each other. Again, sharing of resources is a big thing. And then what's happening at the high school is our Board of Education has really gotten behind us. We have a musical theater program that we launched a couple of years ago. That's during the school day. They're getting instruction in musical theater technique and acting and vocal performance. What's happening this coming year is we are opening a brand new remodeled garage turned into a performing arts studio.
Whoa.
And it's going to have a nice dance space in it, a recording studio, some other.
Is it on the school
common space.
campus?
It is. It's on the school campus. It's about a $1.5 million project that our school leadership and administration have really gotten behind it. And
obviously.
And
who's putting?
did you say it'll be a full theater with a stage or just a practice area?
It's a dance studio. It's a practice area. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have our auditorium with the stage and whatnot. But this is a studio that's going to sit right out behind the auditorium space. And it used to be a garage/warehouse. And a couple of years ago, but it's been really with the pandemic, it's been about 4 or 5 years ago now, think of it. But just having a conversation with our superintendent and some of the other people who are very supportive of the arts. What could we do with that building? Because they were debating, should we tear it down or should we try to do something with it? And I threw a plan at them that said, hey, we could turn it into a studio space for us. We could create this dance area that would help us with our training of the students. Because really one of the big things that my passion is for our students is to leave our school with some preparation, whether they want to go on and study collegiately or just go out and start trying to break into the business with auditions and whatnot. I want them to have at least a foundation of dance, acting, and singing, so that when they leave, they feel like they're not just out there kind of swimming in the deep end, to sink. They've got some background, some information to help them to do and to be successful, to go after it.
You said there's a program during school hours. Is that
what was
for
that?
school
Exactly.
credit?
It is.
You get credit.
Yeah. So Ohio Department of Education has this thing called career technical education. And so believe it or not, the performing arts.
Well, we believe it. We didn't think you were going to come here and lie to us, so we'll believe it.
The performing arts, there is a component of that career technical education that is tailored to performing arts.
Wow.
So we are a career field just like anything else. And so there is a what they call a pathway that is a sanctioned sort of program that Ohio Department of Education through their career technical department makes available. And so we pursued that a few years back. And so we have launched a musical theater career technical program that follows the prescribed pathway that the state has, that they have certain things they have to do and so forth, tests they have to pass and whatnot.
So
the whole
this
idea
is just like 3 years old. So these are like the incoming freshmen, like when you were freshmen, maybe.
Yeah,
They just started it. Okay.
Yep.
So brand spanking new.
It is. And,
so the whole idea was. I'm sorry.
And so, again, the idea there is we're trying to prepare them from a career perspective. What does it look like? So, like this week, they're writing resumes, and we've worked with various guest artists to come in. We have a graduate from Clay High School who's a professional opera singer now.
Ooh, nice.
He came in last year.
Drop the name. I want to hear it.
Sean Milnick. You know probably the Milnick family.
I do not. Sorry.
Well, Roxy, if you've been around OCT, his mother, Roxy, is very much the ticket person and concession person.
Gotcha.
Very
Anyways,
lovely.
Sean has he's developed a great career. He's over in Europe now. He lives in Germany, and we have a number of people like that who've come out of Clay High School who have gone on to professional careers in the arts.
I want all of their names after the show.
Well,
I want all of them.
The one I'm most excited about is our choreographer who we work with, Elisa Marrier, who does all of our work for us. So you mentioned Seeing Adam's Family, right? All those dances, that's all her work, and Shrek, everything that we do.
The choreography for the moon one was beautiful. How they worked all those together.
Yeah, so that's all. So we're very fortunate. She's an alum of Clay. One of the head instructors, artistic director at Perrysburg Dance Academy. That's her main job. She's a graduate, a master's in dance, and all this, and she helps us. So we are fortunate to have people like that around us to help the kids experience performing arts and musical theater at a high level. And
well, see, you know what I hear from you when I hear you say, like, oh, we have a school that supports the arts and blah 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 blah. And you know what? I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
But they don't have $1.5 million to show that they actually are supporting the program.
True
That's
enough.
Crazy.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
It really is.
And you just rattled off like all these like tributaries going right into this, like here's this and this and this. They're all in the city of Oregon itself has has money that is set aside, I believe, in there.
So
it's like crazy.
You're able to do massive shows with a whole cast of hundreds or 80.
Well, the children's shows are a big cast. Matter of fact,
Yes.
I think the recent show had 75 in it.
Oh my goodness.
It was a big cast.
The children's show. You mean
Children's
the children's
show.
show?
Yeah.
But even the high
What's that
school-
mean? The children's show.
Macy, what was the last one that I'm drawing
Little
a blank
Mermaid?
on. Little Mermaid. Okay.
Oh,
so
you're talking
OCT
about Oregon.
So Oregon
not,
Community Theater, included children, very young children, and
but not Clay High School though.
no. Well, on occasion we do bring in young. If you saw Annie, so we some of those young orphans. Were
Music
some of our
Man had
elementary
little
students.
ones in it?
Music Man, we had some elementary students in it. Yeah, so we'll reach out and pull in the younger students from time to time, mostly because we have that farm system out there that we can reach out to.
We haven't even brought up Limelighters.
Yeah, Macy,
So this is
Macy,
what
what
we want
is
to
a
do.
limelighter?
Yeah, so we talk. I go onto the Facebook and I see all these things, and you call yourselves the Clay High School Limelighters. What is it, Macy?
Well, of course that's our name.
Why? But a lot of schools have theater, but they don't
they're
have
just
a name.
the theater program. Well, the part of Limelighters that I love the most is that we all are a big, big family, and most of these kids like Katie and Sarah and everyone, I've known them for so long, and we've grown up in the auditorium on stage, and that's been our home. Go ahead.
But what is it though?
Yeah, Macy may not be totally aware of what is it, right? So about 60 years ago.
Oh, just you don't know something 60 years ago, Macy?
That's from 60 years ago.
60 years ago, Clay High School had its average run-of-the-mill class. That's our senior play this year.
Yeah, that's
Next year's
normal.
the junior play, right? Well, somewhere along the way, 60 years ago, someone decided, hey, let's take advantage of the term limelighter, being, the old adage of stage lights being with lime and so forth, and you're in the limelight. You're everybody's looking at you.
Wait, that's what that means?
Well-
They were limes? What?
Well,
I don't know this. That's where
I
it
don't
came
know the
from?
full history
Oh,
of the technical side of it, but I believe there was a device that actually burned lime or some gas agent like that.
Oh, like the stone lime.
Yeah, and it created this glow.
Not the citrus
And it
fruit
kinda
that I
means
put in
the
my
spotlight.
margaritas.
The
You're-
spotlight.
Well, I know that
exactly.
part. I just
Yeah.
don't. It's one of those things like,
Yeah.
where's that term come from?
And I think
So
it does make us all feel special. So it makes us all feel like we are in the limelight. So I feel like it's a perfect name for our program as a whole, because that's really the way it makes us all feel, and we're all united as one. So.
Cool, but is it a club? Do you have to join it, or is it just if you're part of a show,
pass
you're
a
in?
test to get into it, or
No.
No.
You do
It's
not-
all open auditions. It is a club technically, in terms of the school structure. It's an after-school program,
Okay.
so it's extracurricular.
Cool.
But it is open to anyone who wants to audition for any of our shows, and so we post open auditions and come on and come one, come all.
To be a limelighter. Open auditions to be a limelighter?
To be in the show, and then once you're in the show, we initiate you, so to speak, as a limelighter.
Oh.
And that has become more of a sentimental initiation than it is anything like a, hey, you got to go.
you have to drink lime juice.
Yeah, no.
That kind
They
of
all
thing.
have to chug margaritas. That's what
Lime juice, yeah.
Every year, our student officers for the club, they are elected by the other students who are in the group. They, at the end of the year, they have this process where they will look at who's been active in the club for the previous year, who was new, and then they come up with these great awards for each person in the club.
Specifically
Normally
for
they're
them.
tied. Yeah, they're very tailored to maybe something they did unique. There's a lot of inside jokes with
Yeah.
those awards, And
What have you won,
Like
Macy?
the-
Have you ever won one of
Won
them?
the
last- so I
Fred
can't-
Astaire Award or something. I don't know.
What was the one I won last? Well, I played Princess Fiona in Shrek.
Uh-huh.
So I think it had something to do with being an ogre. Something
Or
funny
the
with that.
bird killer.
Yeah, that should be
That'll
my
be your next
name.
one.
But
and so we initiate those folks into the group, and our saying is once a limey, always a limey.
Oh,
Limeys.
God, yeah.
You're
that's
limey.
kind of
Yes.
what we.
No, I'm very
And you
fascinated.
did
That's our
say
slang.
Limey Junior or Limelighter Junior.
Yeah, so Limelighter Juniors is the name that we have grown to call what happens in the 5th through 8th grader.
Gotcha. So 40 years ago, they made the Limelighter Juniors, probably.
Yes.
Well, actually, just a few years ago.
Oh, that was-
just a few years ago, right?
That was it. So 60
Name.
years ago,
and
they
it's
started
like, so coveted to be in this group that the football players feel left out.
it. Yeah, is that what it is?
they should.
They
Yeah.
should.
They should.
And, theater kids are a unique family, and they sometimes that's the only place they fit in, and that's the beauty of the power and the beauty of theater, is a kid can come who maybe has never found their spot. They don't feel like they fit in at all anywhere, and they come, they give it a shot, and they find the other students are generally very accepting, welcoming. They try to help them find a place to belong. And that's really one of the most powerful things of what we do in this day and age, where kids are just needing, in so many ways, a validation of who they are,
A fan
theater,
club.
Yeah, theater can do that in amazing ways. So
And you've built a big house, it sounds like. You haven't built
Yeah.
like a little place for them to go. You've built this huge $1.5 million facility and all the stage before that and the clubs and
Yeah.
all the Ram things and the...
we're again.
Can I just tell you, I went to high school with no theater at all, and the fact that you, Macy, get to enjoy
I
like
know.
this
I'm so
crazy,
thankful.
You're
I'm
very
so
lucky.
thankful.
Yeah,
I
you're
didn't
very-
know there was theater
right
when I was in high
right,
school.
right.
When you look around town and you see all the other groups that are active, I feel as a director just fortunate to be in a situation where we can do the things that we.
Dude, you are totally fortunate. Are you kidding me? There are a lot of directors in these schools out here that would kill to have a group underneath that is breeding this love of theater
I 100% agree
before
with
they
you.
even get to you.
Yeah.
So all you can get there and you just get to push them harder.
Yep.
You get to push them harder, like you said. This could actually be a career.
Yeah.
And some theater departments can't ever
really
get
as
to
we-
that level.
Yeah, and as I look back over the last, so I've been the director now for 8 years.
Oh,
As I look back over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, I feel like we have done that. We have pushed the kids to go to the next level, to find something within them that they didn't know they had, in terms of a performer. And and Macy here is a fine example of that. But I could list 10 other students.
So she was terrible, and you made her.
She
into
was
a-
never
Yes.
terrible.
I was
no,
so
no,
bad,
no.
guys.
I had Macy as in my 7th grade choir, And
I saw her before that. She wasn't very good. When she was little, tinier, I should say.
Yeah, I'm still
Awful then when I saw her in OCD.
No.
But you guys are doing a show. We should probably talk about
Yeah.
that, right? So you guys are doing a
Yes.
show. Macy, what's the show you guys are doing?
We're doing Big Fish, the musical.
And what is it about? Because it seems like it's there's going to be some people out there who won't know what that is. Because
Yes.
Big Fish,
Well-
it's about fishing then?
Good guess. I
Oh.
didn't really know what the show was either. I can tell you that.
Mm.
And I remember him announcing it, and I was like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What is that? And I went home and I looked it up. And now that I watched the movie, which the movie's very different. Do not compare the musical to the movie.
Okay.
But it really is a good story of family and differences between each other, because there is this struggle between the father and
More
son.
details. You're not selling it, man. We need to know exactly what the show's about.
You gotta
Without
come
giving-
see the show.
well, the show is about Edward Bloom. Who's
Edward
the main,
Bloom,
who's the
okay.
main character. He's the dad, and his son Will. And we meet them at the beginning of the show, and we find out very quickly that there's some estrangement going on there. And we learn through the story that Will has grown up and has almost resented his dad for always being gone, always telling these crazy wild fish tales,
Oh.
big stories
Big tail.
About the fish tail.
about the people
See,
that he has
we got
met
there
through his
eventually.
life.
Yes.
And as the story goes on, Dad gets sick, okay, and Will is becoming a new father himself, and so there's this journey of Dad trying to make sense of his life and his life to be meaningful. And Will, the son, trying to find out, well, what is his purpose? How is he going to be a father?
Cool.
That has left this legacy like his dad has in terms of how he has impacted people around him. And so we go on this journey
Cool.
where these two characters are, for a while, they're kind of in tension in a relationship where they're very tense with each other and not quite. I don't want to give away everything.
See, that's great. No, that's
Okay,
great.
all right.
Do you play the fish, Macy? Is that what you are?
I do play the fish. It's
play the
really
fish.
fun. I
do you
do not play the fish,
Who do you
but
play?
I play the witch. So you were very close.
See, there's a witch.
There
in
is a
stories.
witch.
The witch, I presume, is a big character in this. Is major.
Yes, she shows up at the beginning of the show and she sets the tone of the main thing behind Edward's life is that he needs to make it meaningful, and the way he ends his life needs to be meaningful to him and his family. So she shows up and she's like the town legend, like, oh, the witch in the woods, you don't want to go see her. And him and his friends do go, and she shows him his future.
Stuff. She shows him stuff. Okay.
And that it's continually referenced throughout the show, like while Edward is sick, and he's like, "This is not the way I go."
Who's playing Edward?
His name's Roger Flanagan. He's amazing.
Okay.
He really is. He just started his first show was last year in Shrek.
Okay.
And he was a junior, and now he's a senior, and he is so talented.
So he just showed up out of nowhere?
Yeah. What? I think he's been friends with a lot of the people that are in our shows, and they finally probably convinced him to do it. And
Gotcha. Was he just a townsperson in Shrek? Or
he was a guard.
He was a guard?
Yes.
Yeah. There you go.
So-
He was Farquaad guard or whatever
Yeah.
they're called.
Number 4 or something.
Yeah. But then he shows up and Mr. Sneed's like, well, dude, we got to make you Edward.
Yeah. They when a student shows a willingness to work hard, to be committed, to do what it takes to make our show successful, and that means they're just willing to put it all on the line and spend the time that it needs to learn and all this. That's very obvious when you're working with students, and you see that in people, and you look to those type of strong personalities, strong people who are just there to support and do whatever they can to make it a success. And so he's one of those kids, So they come through the audition process. Just everybody auditions every time we do a show, and it's all even ground, But they come in, they do their best, and they show us certain things that helps us to see we could see that person in that role, and it's very believable, And so then we start to work with them, and we end up. Almost every time, I think,
With a pretty
with a
darn
decent
good
show.
cast. Yeah. So the dad's obviously a big character. Who's playing that?
Well,
no, that's
so that was
that
the
was
dad,
the-
Roger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dad's the
Will,
Roger.
The
is
son
the son.
is
Yeah,
who?
and that's Carson Snyder. Yeah,
Oh, I think
senior. Both of them are seniors.
I got all confused. See, 'cause I want to
dad-
know who was playing. So Will is the dad.
Will's the son.
Edward's the dad.
Edward's. Oh, I blew
don't-
it. I only was
we're-
half paying attention.
We don't
obviously.
know anything.
Yeah. So Edward is the dad, and Will is the son. And who's
Yes.
playing Will? Carson
Snyder.
Carson Snyder.
Yeah.
Who I have seen.
Yes.
I have seen Carson.
Yeah, you
He-
probably saw him last as Pinocchio in Shrek.
Pinocchio
Ah.
and Shrek, and he also
was in
played
Addams Family,
Buddy
too, wasn't he?
in Elf Jr.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Which I saw.
Yes.
Obviously. So.
Yes.
There you go. See, so like I said, I'm a smarty farty and I know people.
And then there's a young wife in this. Who is that?
Yes.
Yeah, let's start dropping a bunch of names. Let's start
Savannah
rattling some
Large is Sandra. She plays Edward's wife.
Oh,
Again,
okay.
senior.
That's a big part, obviously.
Emily Weidman is Josephine, who becomes Will's wife.
Okay.
And so they get married at the beginning of the show.
Gotcha. So Savannah has the part where that's a big part. That's a huge part because that's
Yes.
Edward. Hang on, I gotta get all these roles together here. Edward is the dad, falls in love with her, and then they have a child, and that is Will.
Yep.
So without the two of them getting together, there's no story at all.
That's true. That's
There you
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And they
And
do.
we don't tell you how it ends, but I can tell you this.
there's fish involved.
I've done a lot of shows.
There is.
There are actually
There
some
is.
fish. You'll see.
Okay.
But I've done a lot of shows which tug at your heartstrings, they're kind of manipulating you a little bit. This show does not manipulate you, but it tugs at your heartstrings in a very powerful way near the end of the show.
And Mace, you said it's nothing like the movie. It was a Tim Burton movie,
Yes.
so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, some
So-
parts of it were. I learned about the musical first, and then I watched the movie, and I was like, "What is going on
You're
here?"
like,
All of the characters were there, but some of the things were different. But that happens with every movie and musical, and
they're doing better at that, though. They're doing a lot
Yes,
better at
yes.
taking these musicals and putting them into movie form and then being more true to it.
yes,
But when that movie was made, it was made a while ago.
yeah.
When they thought that people won't like musicals.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Yep.
People love musicals, man. People make podcasts about musicals.
Yeah.
I know.
So what's the final ultimate message that the audience is going to learn from this?
Well, again, I think if we say that
Learn
too
how to fish.
much
We're not
right
gonna do
now,
that. Yeah,
Might give
We're
it
going
away.
to spoil the ending
Don't
a
wanna spoil
little
it.
bit.
No, we're gonna just encourage them to go out and see it. We're
But
gonna
here's what I'll say. The final song is called "It Ends Well."
Oh, that's the name of the song. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's
And
easy.
So that might give you some insight into how the story wraps up.
Let's talk about like choreography and that kind of stuff.
Oh,
People,
yes.
I want names because I want people to listen to the podcast to be like,
Yes.
"Well, thanks, Macy. You never mentioned my name. I don't want that to happen to you."
Yes.
So let's talk about some of those people.
Like who are dancing?
Everybody, anybody.
okay.
Stage,
Who you
tech,
go to?
Well,
who you go to
lighting.
rehearsal and
This-
see and go, "Oh my gosh, this
This
such a
show
standout."
is probably the show that I have. We've probably had the most dancing in this show.
Oh,
This is
really?
there's so many dance numbers, and I feel like every song in this show, Andrew Lippa is such a great composer because every song feels so different. You don't feel like you're getting the same thing over and over and over again. Everything is unique and powerful, and you have fast, upbeat, fun songs with percussion when witches are dancing, and then you have a big tap number, and then you have this big ballad. All of the music is amazing, and the dancing along with it. So
are there people in this cast that were cast because they're great dancers then, and that got them the part probably?
Well, we do have featured dancers.
There you
yes,
go. See,
yes.
yeah.
And that comes out in the audition process. So we hardly ever, this show, everyone who auditioned, no one was cut.
Oh wow.
So we find a spot for just about everybody that we can. And of course, those dancers, they kind of rise up above others, as they go through the audition process. And yeah, so they come out.
And those dancers would be.
me.
Well, I'll try to name most of them.
Yeah.
I don't want to miss any of them.
All right, if
Sarah-
we miss somebody, sorry.
Okay, all
no,
right.
no offense to anybody, but I would love to have names
all
out
know
there
and
so
love
they can
you.
hear it.
Sarah Freck,
Yes, I know her.
Bella Seckinger,
Katie Giller.
Katie Giller,
Katie Giller. Yeah,
Jordan Silva,
Oh, I know Jordan.
Alicia Ackerman.
Ackermans. There's several of them.
Oh, yes.
Chloe Strong is and part of one of those groups.
Solana
Solana also. I actually freaking love knowing all of these names. I never know anybody's names in these shows, but because of OCT summer shows,
I know.
knew them when they were like 9.
Yep.
Yes,
And now they're
babies.
juniors, and I'm like, Solana, oh, Sarah, oh, Savannah, oh. I sound like an idiot.
Yeah.
But
That's all right.
I feel like an idiot, but
We like it.
I'm also kind of like this surrogate dad doll. I'm like, oh,
I feel the same way. These kids are very much like my own children. You know, one of the things we do in our last show of the year is our seniors have their last bow on the stage.
Yeah.
And so after the final show, they come up, and it's hard to go through that and talk about them and reflect back on what they've meant to us and to me. And being like a dad, that's very much part of what we have that as part of our family there at Clay High School. Yeah.
Cool. When's the show?
April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So we start on April Fools.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me just, you mentioned some other names. All right, so our lighting guru who helps us with our
Limelighter.
shows, Marty Limmer. Marty Limmer does a lot of things for a lot of people around town, and he helps us out tremendously. Keith Kluwer helps us with our sound every show. He's really good about working with our students, helping them get some experience with miking and even running our mixer or various things that we have to do in terms of setting up for the sound, mics and so forth on the stage. Keith's been around a long time. Again, helps a lot of people out. But we're very blessed to have both of those guys as part of our team. Leah Walsh is our technical director. She's a teacher at Clay, our art teacher, has been involved with Clay Limelighters for a number of years. Elizabeth Gibson is our music director, Elizabeth does a lot of music direction for other shows, OCT quite a bit. Elizabeth has probably been in Limelighters, I want to say, close to 20 years as music director. She has been a big part of, really, her and Leah have been the mainstay through a number of years through various directors. And so our team is deep. We have a deep bench, so to speak, and we're very proud of that, and we're also very thankful for that. So,
Well, I plan on coming. I mean, hopefully I can make it.
should.
I say hopefully, but seriously, I'll be there. I mean, well, look, I knew too many people in the show. What am I going to do? Like, I haven't heard Savannah do anything in forever. And the fact that she's playing Sandra, that's huge. I can't even remember the last time I saw her because you guys, we'll throw in the COVID years, COVID years in there too.
Yep.
But once everybody gets out of the OCT summer program, it's harder for people like me who aren't right in Oregon to keep track
Keep
of.
up, yeah.
To keep track with them. So they move in, they go into high school, and then COVID hit, so you guys have been out. So I'm going to assume that she sounds nothing like when the last time I heard her sing because she was a kid.
You're probably
Probably.
right.
And now she's
Yes.
a young lady. So I just haven't heard her sing. I mean, I got to hear Macy
In our last
sing. So
show, she sang "She Used to Be Mine" from Waitress, so it was beautiful.
your last show was a cabaret or something?
All together now.
All together now.
Oh, okay.
All
Our
together
big
now.
cabaret of all of the fun.
There you go. Yeah,
Yep.
so that's why I need to go. I need to go to get caught up.
Yes.
And go, oh, that's what Savannah sounds like now. Oh.
It's amazing, and you think about, again, our legacy at Clay High School, and we were talking earlier about the people who have gone to build careers in the arts. Well, we have a number of people who also are just active still in theater as adults. And so recently, Little Mermaid at OCT.
Right. Paige.
Titsworth was Ariel, and Patrick Boyer.
Yeah.
Again, a Clay Limelighter alum, So the list goes on and on. Bridget Drew is her last name now, right?
Yeah, got
She's
married.
a Clay Limelighter.
Was Ward from Clay?
Ward Ensign was from Clay. Yes, he was. Long time ago, but that was a while ago. But, well.
So, again, if you go back even a little bit deeper into our history, Amy Hearing, one of the long time directors. Again, a lot of what we have now is because of what was built back in her time, So, again, we're very fortunate.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'll cut the part out about the dog barking. Nobody will hear it on this. They don't even know the dog bark, but I'm cutting it.
Good deal.
Big shout out to the Clay Limelighters and everything that's going on out there. Sounds pretty amazing. Big things coming, obviously, down the pipelines. Thank you to Thom. Thank you to Macy for coming in. And this is me begging you now to go to iTunes and give us a 5-star review and leave us a review. Written reviews are awesome. They make my head get really big. They make Tom's head get even bigger. They make Ron's head get even bigger than that. So if you could just like write something nice about us, it would make us feel good. And then it also makes us realize that we're not talking to ourselves into the universe. So again, thanks for listening to another episode of Stage Door, and we will be back next Friday. Bye.